All right, freaks and geeks, we're getting ready to go for either a 6 or a 9 mile run. We'll see how we feel. Got river all wetted down, and it's gonna be humid and hot. So I went ahead and filmed a little bit of behind the scenes of getting ready for the run and the stuff that goes into it, and I will put it behind Patreon, so people can see that kind of stuff. And also it crossed my mind, I hardly ever show my face on these videos, and I thought that would be something fun for Patreon members to actually get more of a view what I actually look like. I'm not big into doing that, but I figured members might enjoy it. And yeah, I think we're ready to go. And I'm also double watched. I got this watch. And hold on. No. Chill. Hey. And I got this watch. So let's go. Here's the behind the scenes on getting river wet, because dogs can't sweat. And he's got a double coat. Not much of one, but he does have a double coat. And this will keep him wet most of the run. So anytime we run into a breeze or anything, as the water lifts off, it cools him. And he lines himself up. He likes it, getting ready. And we only do this when it's hot, like it's going to be today. All right, let's go. And this is what I look like trying to get my life together to go run. This is why you don't see my face so much on the regular videos. Endurance sports is hell. And then a funny thing is that because it's so hot, after 3 or 4 miles, my shoes will turn into sloshing pits of like a jacuzzi per foot. If it's warm and humid, I tend to wear longer socks. These are actually made out of Nike Dry Fit, and these are the regular show, which kind I used to watch. It's a really funny TV show. And then this summer, I figured out if I take old busted up wristbands and add them to the top of the socks, it makes the socks even longer. These just crazy coincidence happen to match in color. And if I use bright ones, it helps at night. It helps cars see me. But these will delay sloshy foot by 10 to 15 minutes. So depending on the run, I'll wear these, and it really does help. It makes the run more enjoyable. I might as well, just for a little bit more behind the scenes. These are my non-waterproof headphones. I'll put them on the charger. Been listening to them overnight and in the morning. And then a whole other set of headphones. They're actually 100% waterproof because of the amount of sweat. This is my whole charging station mess right here. Because of the amount of sweat, the non-waterproof ones will eventually short out over a few months. The waterproof ones just keep right on rocking. And yeah, let's keep getting stuff together here. All right, folks, we are going for a 6 to 9 mile run based on the heat and how much I can handle, because I did do a 4-hour ride yesterday in the heat, and bike computer temperature hit 100 degrees. So we'll see. But anyway, Gatorade powder. I got all different size scoops for different amounts. I'm gonna throw some in here, and I think that's maltodextrin powder, and then that's table sugar. So every day I kind of do a different ratio of whatever based on kind of how I feel and how hard I'm gonna go and how far I'm gonna go. We'll probably put about 150 calories, 200 calories in here total at the most to see based on how far I go. And then these I can fill up along the way twice on my running route, and I have to do a very particular running route to stay cool. And we need to get going. So next we'll have a little bit of river with us. All right. By the way, the Patreon is patreon.com/Zentry. And it's not just going to be for like little behind the scenes things. It's Kai and I have, for example, a big bike project coming up. And we're going to keep it under wraps a little bit.
but members will get to see what it is and all the behind the scenes stuff it's going to take to get it done, and then non-members get to see the finished product. And then, of course, early access to the regular stuff as much as possible. So yeah, the purpose of a second watch is just real quickly. I know this watch has the fields on it, but really quickly, time of day, and then using the diving bezel, elapsed time. Which is different than running time. So if I want to change how I'm doing my run and go for time instead of distance, I'm like, dude, I've been out here 2 hours. You know, even though not running the entire time, the heat wears on me. So just a real quick check for elapsed time and time of day. And time of day has a lot to do with, you want to keep going because of sun exposure. Is it time to put on sunscreen? It's really good for cycling. All right, I'll be back. Your daily moment of zen, as we get over here in the grass, is I talk a lot in my show description about getting out of the rat race. And the rat race rewards you someday in the future. That might not ever happen. I've known many people that have retired and then not made it more than a couple months after that. And they've wore themselves out during their work, and learning to enjoy the work and find stuff to work on that is enjoyable now is the antidote. Don't wait. Live your life while you're living it. All right, let's go to the freeway. All right, pro training tip number one is that was with the wind and uphill. And so I mixed in a little bit of walking, as you saw just a second ago, to keep the temperatures down. The sun's already that high up in the sky. It's gonna be a high in the 90s today. Just trying to stay cool. That's probably one of the hottest parts of my run. And to go ahead and get it done early, change my route up so it's done first, is smart, and it helps him be happy. Another thing is 15-foot retractable leash. Look how much he gets to run and check things out. And I can push this and lock it down. And the trick for one that's light enough to run with is take a risk and get the one that's a cable, string, rope. It's hot enough. Anytime he wants to take a break, it's good for us to cool down. Then the flat ribbon style one winds up so huge that it's not useful to run with unless you get one that's like really lightweight for a really small dog. That one might do it. All right, run into the wind and some shade. Oh, some behind the scenes for the Patreon members is we're looking for a place to park the car in Llano, Texas, L-L-A-N-O, overnight. A safe place where we can do a day, 2 days bike trip out to the west of that. And the hidden half as to why should be in the members only version or second video of the bike ride I did yesterday. What did I call that ride? Oh, beep. We're gonna beep out the name of the town to keep stuff fun for the Patreon members only area. Members will get to know the town, which gives a clue to what we're doing. All right, back to the video. Oh, by the way, I've got 2 short videos up on YouTube that y'all might really like. They're easier to post there than on Instagram. And I've got these tiny little dogs chasing me, which is really funny. So I actually give them a race for their money. It's really cute. And then also, I swung by Ezekiel the donkey's place and I didn't have any carrots, and his donkey sounds are so sad. I couldn't stay there very long. I felt so bad. But I was like, can't you just let me pet you? Anyway, go over to YouTube and Zendurance with Coach Brett, and you'll find them in the shorts section there. Another pro training tip, while somebody here's freaking sniffing the flowers. Come on. It's, I felt unmotivated this morning because I didn't really know what route I was going to run. And then when I remembered I have a route now, come on, let's go, come on. That's, got a lot of shade at the end of it. A switch flipped in my head, and that's because when you have a plan, you're a whole lot more motivated. The clarity creates a path. Procrastination and not wanting to do stuff is because you're not really sure how you're going to do it yet. Figure out how you're going to do it, then all of a sudden, zoom. All right. Oh, and another one is, you ever heard of rotating your shoes out, having 2 pairs of running shoes? So if you run every day, you'll find your legs just get kind of blasted. And you never get that much faster if you do too much day after day after day. And that's what happens to your running shoes. They get flattened out and blown out. They never get as much cushion back if you use the same ones every day. So you take old pair of shoes before you throw them out, throw them into your rotation. If you got a lot of money, you could buy 2 pairs of newer shoes and rotate them out. What do you think? But you could totally tell a difference in your running shoes, fresh ones that you haven't worn the day before. Oh, now we're cool now. All right. There's stop number 1. I was just thinking about other stuff I need to do today. And I just remembered I got a flat tire yesterday that made it home, but still leaked and went flat overnight. So I'm gonna air it up and dip it in water to see where the air is bubbling out of. That's step 1. Easy to do. So that's today's endurance project. That's non-working out. All right, freeway turnaround. And there's nobody on it. Okay. I'm a little bummed that my new favorite watch is only 50 meters water resistant. There's something in the watch industry a lot of people don't know, is if your watch is only 50 meters, it's really only splash proof. Isn't that crazy? And you shouldn't swim with it. And then that little thing right there, that button, that's called the crown. And if you just push it in and it clicks and that's how it stays, that's nowhere near as water resistant as a screw down crown, where you actually twist it shut and tighten it like a bottle cap. So if you plan on getting a nice watch and swimming with it, make sure it's 100 meters water resistant. And if it's a dresser watch or an old whatever, make sure it says it's got a screw down crown. That's a lot better. Jamming your hand in the water over and over, you'll end up getting water in it. All right, one of your moments is in here. Either that shrub right there, or one back there, or one up here. It's all dead now. I was a lone sunflower, so for quite a few runs, I got to see it. There's a kitty cat. Shh. You didn't see it. It was beautiful running by, but now it's gone. And now we have to wait till next year. But it was beautiful while it lasted. There'll be more. All right, shaded off-road number 2. Much, much cooler being in the forest instead of out in the sun. All right, that's 6 miles. And drop him off and try to do another. All right, on mile 7 and walking this uphill in the sun, temper control is everything. So doing way better since I started figuring that out. Which I seem to figure out towards the end of every summer. It's like, I didn't just figure this out, I've known this forever. Oh man. All right, what we're doing is running, for the last 2 miles, we're running just over 1.5 miles out and back on the most shaded route. For 7.49. And then I'm gonna add a little bit extra on the way back, so I'm not running all the way to my front door. But something funny just happened. I had a car almost try to run me over at the intersection back there because they wanted to roll through the stop sign. But as a jogger on a jogging path, they have to stop. And so I kept going on purpose, keeping my eyes on them. But on purpose, we'll go to this white pool. Then I can just remember that for next time if this works out. Whee! It's a pipeline right away. Very common in Texas. But it's not for me. But I don't need to get across that intersection. Obviously I'm walking still before that car. But there's kids like everywhere. And drivers need to be reminded on occasion that somebody's gonna keep going. Especially a kid, so pay attention. You're in a big metal cage with airbags. We're in nothing but jogging shorts, tennis shoes, or on a little tiny bike with training wheels. All right, let's keep going. All right, here comes my own, not moment, but minutes of truth. The last 3/4 of a mile is uphill, in and out of the shade. I'd say it's about 60% shaded. And so the shade's nice, but the uphill towards the end of all this, you got my heart rate through the roof. And then also, due to a injury that I've got, left sloped surfaces hurt my right calf. And doubly so if it's uphill, because it puts extra stress on it. So we'll find out. Stick with me. Let's go. I'm trying to run the shaded parts, walk the sunny parts. It's a very effective way doing it. While we're in the sun here, the shaded parts have been so nice, but my shoes are squeaking, filled with water, sweat. And then also I was thinking about wearing the 2 wristwatches while running, because I just passed 2 women and then a mom and daughter, and I was like, what would they think about me wearing 2 wristwatches if they even notice? It's like, well, I used to run with a heart rate strap. You know how goofy that looks now? Because you really don't have to. Once I got a wristwatch, I got a Garmin, that the wrist heart rate was pretty good. I just quit wearing the strap. One less thing to go wrong. There we go. We're almost at the top of the mountain. But yeah, on a track, you know, heart rate strap, competitive cycling maybe. And then, but just out jogging. I wore one for like 10, 15 years. Big old strap across the chest. What's an extra watch? Who cares? Okay, we're almost done. We are on mile 8.8. We've only got 0.2 to go. Maybe it costs a little extra if we get it. All right. Definitely sweaty cam. So I've recovered from my injury, my right calf injury enough, which I used to call mad calf, that the slight sloping left didn't bother me like I thought it did. And definitely the shade took the edge off the heat. I think I've got a new running route for 9 miles. And we should be able to hear my watch click over to 9 here in a second. 0.05 to go. And then I'll be able to walk and stretch things out. I timed it perfectly. This last little uphill up to the house will be my cool down walk. If my watch takes over, come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Okay, time to cool down. Join me in the pool for a post-run IPA for members only over at Patreon, and take a break for a little bit, cool down, and then we'll get started working on that front tire. All right, out. All right, to the pool. We're gonna cool down. Show you my beer here in a second. I don't think I have any electronics on me. Going straight into the water. It'll help clean all the sweat out of these shoes so they don't smell as bad. And let's see, elapsed time, 2 hours. And that includes coming inside at the 6 mile mark and getting some water and stuff. Yeah, 9 miles. And it's just because it's so freaking hot. If it's cooler, it'd be way faster. Rinse all this off. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a beer. So what do we got going on here? Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA. And I added water to this twice, so I used probably 150 calories out of the 200. And I'm gonna go under for a second, and then we're gonna show you the shampoo I used to soak down and clean up. Be right back. All right, went and grabbed it. Ultra Slim shampoo. I'll get all wet in here and then soap up out here and then rinse off out here. Get some of the water, and it works great. I can wear my workout clothes twice if I do that. Rinse them off as soon as I finish. And yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll throw it in. But let's enjoy, cool down, and get some carbs in at the same time. That's a horrible idea. What time? All right, folks, I'm done with the run, but I'm going to post this towards the front because I think it's an interesting insight. Is that it's a whole lot emotionally easier and just easier in life to post the behind the scenes stuff and the stuff that's kind of questionable or really unique about you, that will draw annoying comments from the general public. If you post that but in a members only area, people have paid to watch you, which means they like you. There's a hummingbird. That's cool. And they'll ask, like, why'd you do it like that? Or, you know, oh, I didn't think about doing it like that. Or, man, if you do that, that's going to be a problem, you know, and be nice. Instead of, if it's in the free area of the comments, you get this guy. And it's like, dude, I'm right here, you know. This guy doesn't know anything about what he's doing. That's not the way you do it. And they're trying to impress other people. And they can do so because their comments are as much as they cost, which are worthless. They're free, so they don't really matter. But once you invest some money, some of your skin into the game, the comments that you make are way different. It's really interesting. I just thought I'd put that out there. So that's why in this video and future videos that go in the members only area are going to have more, we can see like how cluttered stuff is and things that, you know, I shampoo straight out of the pool and stuff like that, where people that don't know what we're doing on this channel or aren't real endurance athletes or interested in becoming better and all the tips and tricks, they don't see that, and then they won't leave just annoying comments that drag the whole comment section down. So the more polished stuff goes in the free area. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our run. I'm done now. We did 9 miles. I'll give you a preview, and it was actually pretty great. So let's go.